So tonight, one of our members had asked for some feedback on his trade. He got like the emphasis and the extra work he's putting in here. He said he's getting used to the Snagit tool, which is a great screenshotting tool. If you guys don't have one yet, make sure you pick up that one, or ShareX is a good one. He posted quite a few screenshots as he traversed through this trade here. So let's look through it and give him some analysis tips and tricks. I think as I looked at this, I think other people also have some of these same issues. So he starts out really well. He's got favorable direction. Now we can't see his MACV. Hopefully on his MACV, he's also got green. I see, high time frame is red, okay, over here on our algo matrix. We can tell the high time frames. This is going to be something that we are still going to be looking for a target 1, target 2 situation, but we are green in our current areas here. So MACV is likely green, but I can't see it here. Also take a note right here. We are on a very high time frame. This is the 6s, not even on the 5s. I think I was wrong earlier. I thought he was on the 5s, but now that I'm zooming in, I see he's actually on the 6s. This is a very high time frame. Not super high, but you know what I'm saying, like high relative. Now he's on NQ, right? So NQ, another analysis here on NQ. This is going to be one of the most volatile moving instruments, so you can get bigger moves here, so that's good. Now, since he's here, pop quiz, which ATM should he be using? If you had to choose between ATM big or ATM small, which one should he be on, being that he is on the 6s? If you said big, you are correct. There is also a bigger. Those of you guys who are have not tried out the latest system, there is now a bigger ATM, whereas before there was only a small and a big. Now there is a bigger, so pay attention to that one. Go check that one out for higher time frames, especially now with this bigger volatility. There's also one called the tiny. So not just big and small, we now have a tiny, small, big, and bigger. So go check those out. One of our members was down on the 1s today and really liked that tiny. That is going to be a first target of 5 ticks, particularly works well for things like the Zs and the ES, slower moving markets, and where you're getting paid more as well. You're getting paid double for your trouble, $12.50 per tick on the ES versus NASDAQ being paid 5, things like that. So while he's moving in this, he should hopefully be using the big ATM. But I think this is the first critique I've got right here. I can't see it because he's got this squeezed over a little bit too far. I don't like having mine this small, so I don't recommend this. I would recommend, number one, grab this, expand it out a little bit, give yourself a little more room to click on those buttons. You'd be surprised at how often you can slip click. If you slip click wrong and you're trying to click buy and you hit sell, this is where this stuff happens. These are too close together in my opinion. So another little small critique there that I would give you. But again, we are trying for perfection here. Now, let's look at this entry. I love his entry point. He didn't get too far off, not a lot of slippage. He's in right on this spot here on the headshot, so I can't fault him on that. A lot of people end up getting in behind on this, but this is a great entry right here. He's right on that headshot. The headshot is that cross with the Flowmaster event, plus we've got one of our Fib Elliott wave entries right here. Great stuff. Great start, but this ATM looks too close. Okay, now I can't tell how many times he hit it, which ATM he's using here, but it looks like he's using the wrong ATM. And in fact, he might actually be using one of the complex auto taps, and that can also be a bit dangerous. That target 1 is going to be way too close, and that looks like maybe, well, no, it might be 10 ticks, but this is too close. Okay, this should be, his target 1s need to be outside, at least outside of the cross. Okay, outside here, like target 1 needs to be maybe where his target 3 is up here. Okay, and then target 2 right up here somewhere. And oftentimes we're going to get those runners on a play like this. And stops are in the right location, right down below the cross. This is a good spot for his stops. That's good. But I think he's starting off here. You know, he's got a great entry. So let's talk about the positives there on that as well. So look at our next shot. Now, the dot broke here, so it is no longer a headshot, so he does have to be careful here, but he's got the position on. It looks like he already did hit target 1. As you can see, one of his contracts has been taken off. He was at 4, now he's at 3. Not too much of a problem here, but he does want to, because he's so close like this, I hope that he, and everybody knows, he should be stopping out right underneath this cross. He's got one down here and one here. That's going to be, again, this is a very large stop. It doesn't look like it, but on a 6s, it is. Remember, everything is relative here. And also his targeting, this is just so bad. Does everybody see this? This is way too close, right? I mean, this isn't even worth a shot, in my opinion. You should be pushing these out. Your targets need to be out here somewhere, okay? Too close for a headshot. Headshot is going to be a play. We're looking for a bit of a move, okay? You're cutting it way too short. So he is hitting targets. So, I mean, this is the problem with, see this, he's excited right now because he's like, yeah, 2 more targets hit. Yeah. But the problem with this is, again, this is just way too close, okay? If you're having to be this chicken with it, you need to not be playing on the 6s. I'm going to repeat this again. Do not be playing on the 6s if you're going to be playing this chicken with your targets, okay? Go ahead and go trade the lower time frames, and you'll get more trade opportunities down on the lower time frames. And, you know, a play like this, you should let it play out. It should have more time, because that's the thing. That's the thing that's harder about trading a higher time frame. You've got to wait longer. You've got more, you know, time to think about things and whatnot. So it's a plus and a minus, but you really need to start practicing on this to know what you're dealing with. But just very close. It looks like I think he's going to hit all of his targets here. So, you know, you would think, oh, well, it's a winner, so it should be positive, but it's not, okay? This is actually bad because he's reinforcing the positive feedback from a win is negating it. Now, it looks like he's pushing his target out here. This is where it probably should have originally been, and I think the reason that he's doing it is now because he's got 2 diamond PRZs up there, which is good, but again, I'm going to reiterate, this should have already been up there in my opinion and how I trade. I'm not going to be sitting there taking a headshot where my targets are literally inside the cross. Are you kidding me? Like, we're not even pushing outside the cross? Yeah, not happening. Don't do that, okay? You're ruining your profit factor. Remember, our profit factor is the ratio of winners to losers. If your winner is inside of the cross and your loser is outside of your cross, you know, your losers are going to be bigger than your winners. You can't, you know, you're not wanting to do that. Not with our system, okay? So there it is. It's progressing towards the targets up there, and you got diamond targets, which should have reinforced your confidence in your play as you go. He did say he chickened out and exited on a red bar, which is actually fine. I mean, if he had done that as the trade started to come up and go, didn't quite get to his first, it should have been a first set of target outside of the cross here, that's okay. You're fine with a 1-to-1 as long as it's, you know, that's the worst case scenario, should be a 1-to-1, but those others, you were like, you know, a 0.5 and almost a 0.25 there. But the trade ends up, you know, and of course he's saying, you know, gumping up the target. Yes, okay, so, you know, your worst case scenario, it comes back, but you got to practice this, right? Memorize this. Please play this through for yourself. The first thing you need to do after a play like this is, look, he's recognizing that, oh man, it sucks because it went farther than it was supposed to, or, you know, that he thought it was going to, which is exactly where it would have gone. So there's the diamond target that it finished out to. So that's good, but what are you doing to practice this, okay? You need to do this again. Go do it the proper way. Rewind, hit market replay, hit that rewind button, do it again. This is for everybody. Listen to me. Pause the video. Listen to what I'm telling you. Rewind, do it again. Do it the right way this time. Reinforce it. Do it 2 more times the right way before you close out. Do not just go on to the next trade. A lot of you guys are doing this. I know it. You're guilty of it. Raise your hand if you are. Put it down in the comments down below if you're guilty of just taking the trade and going on, slapping yourself around about it, but not doing it. Speaking of slapping around, get over there and find that like button and slap it. Slap that like button right now. Pause the video. I'll give you a moment. Slap it. If you are on a mobile device, if you slap that like button, it actually sparkles at you. So very, very cool stuff. Anyhow, hopefully that was helpful to some of you guys. Kiwi, make sure you are, repractice this one again, my friend. And hey, but kudos on your screenshots and posting those to the room. I can give you good feedback like this because you are providing what you've got here in the room. I'm going to give yourself a like. And hopefully that's helpful. Catch you later. See ya.